business here, so I'll go, the first thing was open business. Oh, go ahead.
I'll make a recommendation to accept the minutes of September.
I didn't have any minutes on here, because I didn't have them.
Were these accepted?
Yeah, I thought,
We didn't
No,
have a
we didn't
meeting
have the
since
minutes,
then.
Oh.
we didn't have the meeting.
I didn't put meeting minutes on here.
And not only that, this is,
I don't think
Of
the meeting
September
minutes
4th.
on the agenda matters.
No,
does
you
it?
can.
Does it?
you
All
We
right.
can accept them because
All right, I'm good with
it's us,
that.
yeah.
it was on the agenda. It's right there.
It's usually a
September
standard
4th.
thing,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I
It's
apologize, it
usually a
was.
standard thing on the agenda, right?
Let's
Yeah.
get, yeah, September 4th. Any comments on the September 4th meeting minutes?
Oh, I haven't looked at it. Do you have it printed? Can I look at yours?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Please and thank you.
Did you make a motion, Dick?
Yes, I did.
I'll second it,
Okay.
as written.
Any discussion?
No.
All right, let's take a vote. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Approved, okay.
While we're on the minutes, why don't we just talk about some of the issues that, we just accepted the minutes as written, but there was some kind of action items here, we ought to at least review where those are. Right?
Yes.
I think the first one was right in the middle of the page on Harmony Place. I have a copy of the guarantee agreement with Mr. Adams regarding phasing build-up penalties. I actually have a copy of it with me here,
Excellent.
but I gave Tamika a copy of it, and she's put it in the
File.
the town
Okay.
administrative file, so she now had, and I don't know whether I sent it to her electronically. I was supposed to, but I don't remember whether I did. So I'll take care of that. One second. The next one was, you and I were gonna meet with the town planner regarding documentation organization on the Harmony Hill project. I went up and talked with her. She showed me where the files are, but it was the day she was leaving.
Yeah.
So there was, no point in reviewing anything. I know where it is.
I know where they are too, I went through them, so if we got questions, we can just go up there and look if something comes up from the
Okay.
town or anything, so I'm good with that.
So how many gallons did the town set aside for them?
Oh, that's a separate item. So I forgot who was looking into that.
If I did, I missed it, I'll talk to Chris, I've been dealing with Chris and Rhodes, so
I do believe Chris was,
he was supposed to, I'll check with Chris. I'll give him a call tomorrow, I got time tomorrow. Oh, he's not in.
I'd be surprised
I'll
if
just-
he knows. You're talking about the gallons of available
Yeah.
sewer.
Was set aside, yeah, that was set aside because
Chris,
Gary came up with a number for water and sewer.
Okay.
is that it right there? Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I did send it out, damn it, I can't remember, 10/17, I didn't get a reply. I'll send this back to him and ask him a follow-up question. I forgot I did that when we asked in September.
Yeah.
This is on the water sewer set.
Yeah, we were looking for basically what was set aside, so we got that number.
Have that number, because if next week, our DCR says that's the end of the capacity stop, then how much how much to rent sewer trucks, tankers, to haul the sewer away? The town will have to do it because they're held liable for it.
So I'll follow up on my 10/17 email with Chris.
If you would please, and I appreciate it, if I could send it out.
With information, I think, if I remember right, open meeting law, I can send it out because we're not having discussion, it's just information.
You
That's
can
it.
share it with us, we just can't talk about it on,
Yeah.
we can't reply back.
Well, what I'll do is I'll CC everybody on the board when I send it to Chris.
Okay.
That way, when he responds, everyone can get it, but we're not
But we
gonna
can't
talk about
discuss
it.
it.
Oh, for God's sakes, how the hell do we kill this thing?
I know when I was the chairman, we kind of voted that the chairman had a certain amount of latitude to
Yeah.
do things after discussion. To me, I'm fine saying, go go ahead, I mean, we've agreed to do it, we don't need copies of it, but
Okay.
if you want to, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll just get, that way everybody's got it in case something comes up. I did see update on Harmony Place, Michael A. Guntimore, that they have, one or two houses. When I
Yeah,
was
I'll
looking
get
at my
into that
site.
when we.
I'll shut up, I'll let you go into it, cause that's the first topic.
So, they sent out a mailer, Harmony Place did, and I should've made copies of it, but I didn't think to be honest with you. I'll just quickly zing through it here. Exciting milestone, our 5th home closing, thrilled to announce a beautiful 55, their 5th closing. I won't go through all of the, BS. Coming soon, clubhouse and pickleball courts. As recently as yesterday, I spoke to Laurel, they're supposed to be starting the excavation of the, clubhouse maybe this week. They had a piece of equipment on the way there. They have 10 buildings, 10 duplexes, some occupied and others under construction right now. They have permits for 3 additional foundations that they're gonna get in, within the next few weeks. So they're pretty excited about, the progress they're starting to make. What's the tax rate?
$16 and, I wanna say 84 cents, but don't
So
quote me on
what's
that.
$17 times $500,000?
Oh, that's,
Get your calculator.
it's, I'm pretty good, this is the farmer's side room, so that's,
$8,500?
yeah, so it's, 85,
Roughly $8,500.
yeah,
So that's the tax jet revenue for
For each
each one
house.
of them, because they're roughly $500,000.
yeah, I saw 55,000 is what one sold for. So that's, yeah, 800, or 8,500 for each house. And they've got 5 sold, so we've added,
5 sold, and they're closing on 3 or 4 more before the end of the year for sure.
alright,
So
so
let's just call it 10. You
it's
know,
85,000 we've added to the rolls of
Right.
and that's,
With-
7 kids, or
with-
6 kids,
yeah, with no,
no kids coming in.
right.
Yeah, that's what Seth and Dick and I were just talking about, is that, the enrollment at Wachusett has gone down, but Rutland's gone up. And it's not because of new growth, it's because of house turnovers.
Yeah.
That's where most of the kids are coming from, is
Yeah, but how many new houses were built in the last year?
I'd have to check, but
I thought I heard 112.
I can't believe that many.
I can't believe either.
There's at least 30 kids off of Woodside on Charnock Hill Road. You know
Yeah.
how they've got 2 separate sections?
Yeah,
There's at least 30 kids at that one bus stop for the elementary bus.
wow,
At least 30. I watched them getting off, I was like, oh my gosh, like, it was pretty much the whole bus.
They're completely unrelated. The national news I was watching, New York City, $30,000 per kid, per capita just for school. $30,000 per kid.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine that?
and we're at what, 11 or 12, somewhere in that range?
Yeah.
Wow,
And look at all of the new arrivals in New York City. How do they do that? They can't. Anyway, that's besides the point. So I spoke with Laurel yesterday. She's excited, they're excited that things are starting to kind of snowball a little bit.
good.
So,
Was the property line between the development, the Heights property, and the school, you know how there was the fence with the path there?
Mhm.
Was that fence on the line, or was there more past the fence? Because the newer ones that are being built, isn't it supposed to be a 30-foot setback?
For the rear,
Huh?
for the rear of the houses.
Yep.
The newer ones going in look a lot closer than 30 feet, unless they're
not
just
the deck,
exactly.
the house.
The house itself, the
I
deck,
know, but even the houses don't look like they're 30 feet from the fence line. But the fence is gone, so I'm not really sure where it was.
Yeah. I don't
I
either.
haven't gone out and walked
I mean,
it, but,
they're getting foundation permits and building permits, I'm sure.
so they
the
must
building
know where it
inspector-
is, okay.
well, and our town building inspector is pretty,
Yeah, he's
pretty
on
good
top.
about, making sure everything is lined lined up before he gives a
Okay.
permit out.
I
Okay.
gotta believe with all the haranguing they did with decks and patios, that they're gonna be pretty damn conscientious about
Yeah.
where they're putting them.
Yeah, cause that was a mistake on their part, and I think they're not gonna make a mistake on not putting a house in that's inside the 30 feet.
Well, they found a workaround for the decks, I don't know.
Yeah, ZBA gave them the approval for that.
For that one, and then
Yeah.
they said, don't come back to us, but you could just make it detached
Yes.
with a step there.
I don't think they're doing that though, I thought they were gonna attach everything.
It
Because-
doesn't look like
That's-
it doesn't look like the yards are, because there's a hill there,
There's
like,
a line.
I think they gave them permission to do like 2 or 3 of them, and
Right.
then they have to
Come
come back.
back.
yeah,
But the one that's now being built on, what's the main road in Dick? Is it on there?
Rutland
Doesn't
Heights
matter.
Way.
No, it's in the subdivision.
Oh,
But
is
yeah,
it
whatever.
Patriot
Yeah.
or something?
There's 2 built down on the corner, and then there's at least 1 lot empty, and maybe 2, and then they're building another one.
Unfortunately, they still show the old way around.
Yeah.
They don't show that particular part.
So, anybody got any questions on?
No, I'm glad to hear they're moving forward.
I am happy too. I just wish that we could help them out better by dressing up the property in front of them.
That's topic, number 1 in new business.
All right, let me just ask one other question, and I guess I'll direct this to Tim. She sent an email out after she sent this, and I had called her, and I guess you called her too.
Yep,
She sent an email back that says, thanks to you.
yep,
Thanks,
yep.
thanks your voicemail. We'll rely on you as the point person from here on out. Congrats on taking the reins. Now it's now it's a momentous occasion for all.
And I left her a
Excuse me,
voicemail
Let me
back.
just say that. Congrats on taking the reins, period, a comma, wow. It's a momentous occasion for all. So my only question is, okay,
I left her a voicemail and said, you are still the primary contact. I'm just the chairman, I would prefer her to go
okay,
through.
fine. I just,
Yeah.
if you did something different, I
No,
want to know, that's all.
no, I want you to still stay as the point, cause you've got all the history,
Okay,
if you're okay with that.
I'm
Yes.
fine with it, I just wanna make
Okay.
sure we weren't
No,
going down
no.
different paths.
I just wanted to let her know that, if she's got any questions or anything, just give me a holler and keep you in the loop at the same time.
Okay.
So, I don't wanna have any, I don't wanna say any, I want all the, information to flow through you for Harmony, but if she's got something that she needs us to do, or get on the agenda to talk about, let me know about it.
Well, I would suggest that stay with me and then I give it to you.
Okay, I'm good with that too.
I just think if you have 2 different people sharing
Yeah.
information, I just think you're better off having.
Let me put it down to give her a call and let her know that.
I mean, it's not a big deal to me, I just,
No.
I want it to be as smooth
I'm
as.
fine with, 1 point of contact. I've tried.
Okay, that's all I had on Harmony Place.
Anybody else?
Well, I'm very pleased. It'd be nice to see what's gonna happen in the future down there. Whatever happened to the wishing well? Did they do anything with it?
The last I knew, it was, let me just think. The wishing well was filled with rocks by the clearing guys.
Way back, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the actual, you're talking about the top of it?
I'm talking, the well itself, I was more concerned
What's in there?
what's in there
Yeah,
because,
they didn't do anything with that. In
period.
fact, I don't think that's on their property.
Well, that's.
Well, that's something I thought of the other day when you talk
We
about
need
budget.
We need a bound markers put
That's right.
in.
When you talk about budget.
Well, that's why, when we get to that, I'm in the 5 digits for what we need to ask for.
Well, make a note of that.
I put down here wishing well, question,
So now-
location.
I believe,
Yeah, bounds. We need bounds here so
but
people will
they
know,
should be
period.
supplying us
With bounds, that's
yeah.
part of,
a plan of their
Yeah.
plot, a plot of their lot.
you wanna ask Lauren if she could give us an updated, plot plan?
Sure, I will.
Okay. Well, do you think
No,
that's
I
gonna,
will, I know she won't have it, but that's okay, I'll ask. That's the way it should go, I'll ask. In fact,
well, they should have one if they went to the ZBA, shouldn't they, because they'd had to use
well, if
that as
they
a,
registered at the courthouse,
yeah, with the,
it's gotta be,
Bounds there someplace.
yeah. Well, they had to, cause when they registered their deed, would've had to have
That's what
all
I'm saying.
bounds in it, yeah.
so that's probably available online now that I think about it.
Maybe the drawings and the deed both should be at the
Right.
Worcester Registry of Deeds, alright.
But I'm saying that the lower part down the flagpole area, it would be nice to have markers down there someplace,
We asked for this once before
yeah.
and didn't get it and I didn't follow up on it, so.
Doesn't hurt to ask her again and see what she says. I mean, the answer could be no, the answer we're working on it, but
No,
the answer will be no, I know where you're going with this.
no, and they're not working on it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna look in. At
I will look on the
register?
Worcester Registry of Deeds and see if I can find the drawing
It's gotta
and
be
the,
there.
and the deed. Okay.
In fact, shouldn't there be a copy now up in the book upstairs?
Should be,
I don't
but
know how.
I'm gonna
how
go
often they
look, and if I
update that.
find it, I'll give it to Tamika to put in the book, just in case it's not there.
I wonder how often they update that.
I don't have any,
I don't either.
I know the assessor does it's every 3 years, you're supposed to go through the books and update things. I don't know if that's been
She
done.
said she's supposed to be doing it the next time here, so,
Cause I thought Dick was every 3 years you're supposed to do
yeah,
that.
because there's so many wrong things online that I keep going up there, yeah, this is wrong, and
I gotta bring to the next planning board meeting, I know it's off topic, my uncle-in-law, when he built his house in 62, the subdivision over in Holden, had a plot plan from 41, but on the other side of it, it had the whole layout of Holden and all the different areas. I get it, it was 41, but there's something that we should maybe say, hey, CMRPC, can we get something like this too? I mean, we've got something now, but just have them check it against what we've got. I don't know, hey, I'm off topic, that's the planning board, it's not us. The next topic, which was a discussion, I keep in contact with Ross about the tree clearing on the property and request for proposals. I talked to Seth about this, Seth says, give me something and I will go through the motions of getting it out. I said, well, we talked about making it a simplified proposal, not the whole proposal, since we're not looking for 50,000 plus of going out and doing that. So I wanna see if we're still walking down that path. I think we should do something for, if it's not tree clearing, it's forest management plan, cause this town hasn't had one. And I think we should, even if we just get that through, I think that's where we should have that.
do you know, how many acres does the town of Rutland own that are trees are on? Take a guess.
I'm betting 2,000.
I was gonna say 500.
The best I can come up with is roughly 370 acres.
That's a lot of,
It's 101 acre just for Glenwood Schools area over there, and there's a lot of fields involved there, but it's
Well, you
still-
say a lot of fields, but nowhere near 100 acres worth.
No.
You know, there might be 20 acres or
Yes.
30 acres.
So there is still a lot of forest land, and even when I had this thing up here about, Naquag and Central Tree School, there is, 47 acres in the Naquag one, and the Central Tree has got 21 acres. And Central Tree has got quite a few, trees, not only beside them to the, Harmony Place, but also below it, going down towards Kenwood Road, where I saw huge trees down here, which is, to me, is quite a bit of dollar bills.
Michelle, you think in the next month you could,
So I
I'm
was
not imposing days, I'm saying months.
No, so here's the thing, cause we talked about it the other day.
Yep.
And so I didn't do anything with it yet. I'm not sure that this is the road we should be taking. We're supposed to be doing development, like industrial development, right? Not necessarily
We're
finding
doing-
ways to bring in money
We're in the whole town, we're responsible for all
for
the
the whole
town.
town.
Yep.
But we don't need to clear the land to sell it. And sometimes when you sell it not cleared, that's part of the bargain, right? Like, so I don't know, I'm just saying, we don't have money, I think going to them and going and asking for money to do this is not, they're gonna tell us.
Oh, no, I wasn't
Because
gonna,
they've done it repeatedly.
To me, no.
the intent was this wasn't going to cost us anything, it was gonna
Yeah.
be, any revenue that we got from some of the clearing would cover the cost of
Cost.
this project.
Right,
Right,
So-
but
And
does it,
hopefully
but,
make money.
and
Well,
make
it-
money,
it-
well, that's
exactly.
the whole 9/9. And
But does it-
originally I said, we'll take that money that we make to make it into a field or
Or put it into the general fund and spend it.
no,
You're doing this to me, aren't you?
No, that's what's gonna happen with it.
but,
right, and.
and I'll just let you know that I had asked Randy Jordan and Glenn Copler if the Ag Commission would take over this project. When I had, little rumors that maybe, this RDC wasn't gonna do this. And Randy says, well, RDIC is doing it, supposedly, and that, we have not had a sit-down conversation. Our next meeting won't be for another couple of weeks.
Who said the RDIC wasn't gonna do it?
I just heard somebody mention it,
Okay.
and,
I think we should at least get the proposal out for the forest management, and then if we wanna go with the clearing, that could be in addition to the proposal. I just wanna get a forest management plan out, this town hasn't had one in 10
I don't know what the
years.
harm is,
But it's not our
I get
purview.
Michelle's point, but let's go back even a further step. Our charge kind of spun off the EDC's charge,
And that's gone.
and now the EDC's gone, where does that leave us?
I thought about this I was gonna ask the board this, do we need to go to the select board and go, what do you want us to do now?
They
You're,
want,
no.
I could tell you what they're gonna tell us, what they've been telling us. They want us to market Rutland property to sell it, to improve revenue and bring in business. Like, not sell it for new construction of homes, but sell it for businesses. And I think we should be focused on the 68 area myself, just because that's
How
the.
do you do that unless you show what the land is like by harvesting and showing?
Because
What the-
we've been told before, Dick, that it doesn't have to be cleared to sell it. Some people don't want it already cleared to buy it, because they'll clear it themselves for whatever they wanna do with it. And then they'll use the money from the trees, like whatever, you can put that in the negotiation. But we don't have the money, the town doesn't have the money to do that, so why do we keep going back and asking for it? We haven't marketed anything in a long time.
I know,
Like, so why
I'm the
don't, why
last
don't,
one that had anything done in this freaking town back in the late 80s, for Christ's sake, when I was on Concom. When we had a forester come in and do some work around the reservoir.
right, but what I'm saying is, that's not our, as the RDIC, that's not our purview. Our purview is to sell property, to encourage businesses to buy properties and build businesses and bring in revenue in Rutland, that's our charge. So I think we put it up there raw and see what happens, and then if people come to us and we find out that no, they want it cleared, then we can go back to the town, and say, we had a couple of potential buyers and they want it cleared. But I think that we keep spinning the same plate and it's not going anywhere. I
That's
think-
right, because the trees aren't coming down, they're dying for
But we
Christ's
don't
sake.
have to take them down, but why don't
Oh,
we put a
God.
for sale sign on the
Jesus
properties and
Okay.
put out RFPs on the properties and see what happens? It doesn't have to be pretty.
It started where we wanted the heights, and to me, for crying out loud, if you don't wanna do anything with the heights, leave it the way it is, it looks horrible, for crying out loud.
well,
But we should be actively marketing the Heights property too. That's a
Well, then
good
why
chunk of
don't,
land,
how are
people
we
don't
gonna
need to
do it?
look at
Does
it
the
any
town give us
better.
money to do it, to clean it up and make it look halfway decent?
If we put out an RFP, I think they'd give us money for the RFP.
Jesus,
If
yeah.
we put one to put one together, but we have to say we wanna put one together, and we haven't said that in a while.
I thought we were, again, I'm just saying, I thought we were going to hold off on the RFP until there was a significant build in Harmony Place, so we could see if there was any interest from the commercial side.
But we had already, we did that, right? But I think things have changed between then and now. We were gonna do that, but I think we need to change course and say, let's see what we can get now. Like, they're starting to
How
build,
have things
it's taking,
changed? Excuse me for interrupting.
well, for one thing, they haven't met their goals, right? We thought it was gonna be further along than this by now.
But, so So why should we be marketing it earlier where they're behind schedule? We should be wanting to delay it.
Because
It
I don't
takes
think we should
time
have to
for her to
stick
do
with that
everything.
schedule.
Oh, we don't have to stick with any
So
schedule.
I would suggest that we put it on the market from now and see what happens. Even if we passively, like, didn't we at one point, I don't remember if it was Keller and Sadowski or somebody, put a sign out front, right? Whether they got anybody, but even if we try with either a realtor, like a commercial realtor, thank you, I couldn't think of the word, a commercial realtor, or put out our own RFP, cause technically we don't need to have an RFP yet. If we get a commercial realtor to kind of get some businesses, then we could put the RFP out if we've got some. But I think we should at least try to fish.
But didn't we agree that the maximum return would come after a significant build?
Yeah, that was back with Dave George.
Okay,
and
so, but let's
yes.
just stop there for
Yeah,
a second.
what happened,
So what's
what happened with
changed?
the other planner for crying, he had somebody come in there, they wanna put rugby in there?
Yeah, I spent a whole day with him, and what happened?
Nothing.
Yeah, but how the hell did you get around, you couldn't even get into the freaking place to show them what the land was? And what a happy freaking disaster that was.
Well, if you think about it, the estimate we had to clear down to the pond, clear it, the way we wanted it was, if I remember it was $25,000. I mean, if each one of these houses is turning $8,500, that means if you sell 3 houses, the taxes alone are gonna pay to do that. Do you think that improvement would help them sell 3 more houses? I do.
Of course they would.
But-
That's why I asked it if it would be all right, but my tractor is so bad shape for crying out loud, I don't dare bring it up
No,
here
no,
to play.
No.
Well, I guess what I wanna do is on this second, if the tree clearing and forest management plan, if the board decides that that's not the route we wanna go, then I would suggest, to Dick's point, that, we turn this over to the Ag Commission and let them run with it. I'm fine with that, if that's what we wanna do, but
If
I
they
thought
want
I
one.
thought the RDIC from, and I apologize, a PR perspective, if we had put a forest management plan together as supporting the town from a plan, that we would get something, so what I'm looking for, it's PR basically is what I'm looking for, that the RDIC is doing something, cause like the planning board, I'm tired of hearing, I don't do anything.
Well, the pushback I'm getting is that we're not marketing it, and it's not just about the forest management, it's about.
But we're not marketing it
So-
because we consciously
Made
have
that
decided
decision.
not to market.
Yeah.
And I think we need to reconsider that, because I
Just
think
because,
we do.
just because we're getting pushback?
Because it's taking too long, and if we don't do it now, like, how much longer are we gonna wait? And so, and not even just on the Heights property, but even on the 68
I was
property.
gonna say
They told us
68.
we've got the whole town, so
Yeah.
even if we leave that for now, but go to 68 or do something, I think we should put something on the market.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem and I'll put this out to the board we need a planner first, that's the problem, we need somebody that's staffed to help, cause we're not gonna do that by ourselves. So.
No, but what we can do, we don't need a planner to tell us what to do, right? Shouldn't we be
No.
looking at the properties, like, we should be prioritizing. Dick had a whole bunch of properties listed at one point, right, Dick? And like, he thought these were the properties that would be best suited to, I remember you had a handwritten piece of paper.
yeah, someplace.
These are the best properties that we should market. Why don't we try to do something with getting those
We could
properties
give that
marketed?
list to a commercial real estate developer and see what they wanna do with it, I'm fine with that.
I
But you're gonna
feel
have to get
because
somebody that wants to do it, that's.
You got the cell tower down there, that is something there, and to me, for crying out loud, if you could show the property around it or to the left of it, that it's open and it's not that bad, there's no steep pitches to it or anything else, it's.
Relatively flat?
Yeah, just gradual inclination to get up there. I think it'd
I
be.
guess what I'm looking for, do we wanna come up with, I'll call it a hit list of, 5, 6, 7, 8 properties,
Dick already has.
then let's use that hit list,
I'll go back and I gotta.
But I guess my question is, what's the negative side of harvesting off of any of these parcels? As long as it doesn't cost the town any money.
that's That was my whole purpose to starting out this with Ross, is that there was no cost to the town for this, and that's how we sort of sold it to the select board.
I'm not debating that part of it, I'm
Yeah.
debating the part that it's not our purview. It's not, I would think, give it to AdCom if they'll let AdCom do it or somebody else do it. I'm just saying it's not ours, it shouldn't be ours to, we've got bigger fish to fry, like, we haven't sold anything since Harmony Place, and it's taken a while to get going, so I think we need to kind of regroup and say, you know what, maybe it's time to start marketing, or even if we're not gonna market the Heights property, we haven't marketed anything in town either. And we should be marketing stuff in town, like, that's our purview, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
This is my opinion. I don't have a problem marketing 68 and parcels. I'm still, and this is my opinion, I'm still adamant about holding off with, and I use this property, the Mosio property, because I really believe that's got a huge upside for commercial development for the Harmony Place people that are moving in there.
But who's knocking on our door to do it? We haven't marketed it. Even if we market it, we could say no, or we could ask for whatever we think we should get for it, and if they don't wanna pay it, we move on.
What should we get for it?
$500,000 providing
Well,
Harmony
that's
drops
the whole
off the
problem,
dirt
though.
to
I
clean
mean, if
it
you
up.
put
and
out
make
an
it look
RFP,
nice.
you've gotta take the bids that come, it doesn't matter what.
Sounds
If we
really-
think it's worth $1 million and you get offered $500,000.
But if you put out an RFP, can't you put a minimum bid on it?
But what are you gonna base that on? Just,
The one thing I can say,
because if a realtor goes and looks at that right now, he's gonna go, yep, okay, 5 acres of land, water and sewer, it's worth whatever.
500,000 maybe.
Doubt it.
100,000 an acre, that seems to be what Rutland's going for these days.
Right.
So say 500,000, where for a commercial person, that might be worth more. I mean, just think of what the Starbucks people paid for that little piece of property in Holden. It wasn't $100,000, it was way more than that to grab
Well,
that
that's a
property.
little different.
Yeah, no,
and
but
we're
I'm
also
saying,
not
but if
holding,
you've got,
but yeah.
if you've got a ready-made or something like that, they see the upside of large money, they're willing to pay a little bit more, but
I have no confidence that if we do, let's use Route 68, we get an estimate, it's, you know, the town's gonna make $100,000 on it and on the tree cutting, and we should then market it, that the selectmen will agree with that. They'll take the $100,000, but I don't see any interest in them selling town land. Or even asking a question about it.
yeah. I think we should do the first step is try to engage a commercial real estate person
I
and see.
think we should do the forestry.
Okay.
Find out what,
It's worth and what we can get out of
right,
it.
and if they come back and say, you know what, it's gonna cost you money to do it, or, you know what, you can pick the number, $100,000, $50,000, now you make a decision, do you wanna do it or not?
Well, I can see us going to the select board if we're showing we're bringing in revenue. Cause they're gonna have a hard time debating saying no to anybody that's gonna be bringing in revenue, at least to the public with the financial nightmare they're gonna be in when it comes to budget season.
But it's not our purview. It's not, we should be spending our time talking about what properties we wanna put out there, engaging a real estate broker, like, we should be doing that, not.
But
Because someone might, the value of the wood on the property is sometimes part of the value of the property. It doesn't have to, for commercial real estate, it doesn't have to be clear.
Yeah, but that's what we did at Rutland Heights, we took the value of the timber off of it and then sold it, so we get the timber value and then the sale value on top of it, rather than selling it and having the new buyer get the benefit of the timber.
I'm at the women.
I don't see, excuse me, but I don't see that if you manage the timber there, that it's gonna be worth any less than it is. No one's listening.
No, I am,
I mean, it's not gonna lower the value if you go in there and
that's what they're looking
selectively
for.
cut.
No, it won't.
I understand what you're saying, Michelle, with the purview, but part of our purview is the property, all of it. So that's why I've sort of, this is again my opinion, that doing a forest management and a harvesting plan is part of the property that, called property management of what we're supposed to manage for the town.
I see that as increasing the value of the lot,
Yeah.
but I guess not everybody agrees with that.
No, it increases the value, and that's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, if people are driving by lots and see something in there, and it gets their head rolling.
Yeah, I mean, let's
It
just
doesn't take
suppose you
much.
clear the 68 lot, and it's, you've been there, I don't know, and it's flat enough, the town may look at it and say, you know what? We should be putting fields here. Or, in fact, here's a question for you, what is town-owned land zoned?
Whatever it is in,
It's,
where it's
it is
zoned.
not zoned by rights,
Yeah, town-owned land typically, I mean, 68 has its zones on it, even if it's town property.
That's because we zoned it,
Correct.
because we needed,
But typical town, like for an example, the field behind the town hall, there's really no zoning for that, it's town property, so I don't know how.
recreation.
Yeah, well, it's initially recreation, but
So could you,
But it could
the
be
68 property, could it be sold for houses?
It could.
good, yeah.
No,
Or if it's,
not the first part of it, because that was, oh, come on, brain.
Oh, you're talking about
Yes,
Red light district.
yeah, red light,
Thank
thanks.
that's a better way of putting it.
Yeah, the red light district, but the rest of it is zoned residential.
is it?
Uh, I-
So that you
You know,
can't put
that's one of
commercial
the things I
property.
don't have here, I think,
I'm-
it was light industrial.
Light industrial,
All the way up 68?
Not,
most of
I
it, I
thought
think.
68 towards, Hubbardston, that area was light industrial, but 68 towards Holden was still residential, that's how the houses popped up on 68, all over the place,
no,
if I'm not mistaken. They,
But you've also got
No.
like the storage places, I think there is, it's like mixed use or
It's-
whatever you wanna say.
have to find that out.
zone business.
I don't have, of course, if there was a zoning map here, like we've asked for 50 million times, we could turn and look
Or
at
how
that.
about my zone A map that I wanted to put in here for us, for the.
I'll put that as
also.
a action item,
Gotta
need to
take it
find
home.
out zoning in 68, but I don't have a problem engaging a real estate, but I'm stuck on this forest management plan and getting some revenue in. At least
It's
putting it
where
out
the
there.
revenue goes in my book.
Well,
to
that's
be
gonna
used.
be a fight that I don't think we're gonna win, it's gonna go to the general fund, I don't think we have, I mean, unless somebody can come up with something who's smarter than me of how to do that,
Well, it's strange, how,
we don't
how
have.
many paid, it went to this special account for crying out loud. It didn't go into an account that you could take out part of it or whatever to use it on things. Oh no, unless it's under a loan or something like that and you can.
Well, that's
use
the
it.
Talking about the
RDIC,
heights.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's different.
that's the 5-year loan, or prove that something that they're gonna buy
yeah.
would be under a 5-year loan. It doesn't, see, that's the thing that I found out talking to Karen is that it's not, you don't have to take a 5-year loan on the money that you're gonna spend from the RDIC, that $1.3 million pot. You have to prove that what you were going to purchase would have been a 5-year loan if you had to do that. And I thought that was
Hopefully,
really,
jeez.
yeah, I thought that was, I didn't agree with that, but that's what, our town accountant said. That's the reason why they're taking, and I guess I'll let the board know, I was at the select board meeting, and they voted to use $225,000 from the RDIC pot to buy a camera system for the, public safety building. Because it would take 5 years for those cameras to be paid off or be used. So they are spending $225,000 out of that money on this town meeting coming up in
But
November
is it
20.
considered a loan that would then get paid back over the 5 years to that account?
That's gonna be out of no, it's not getting paid back, it's being taken out and being used.
Oh, I thought you said they were borrowing it.
No, I apologize, no,
Yeah.
this money's
Oh.
being taken out and used, it's not coming back.
Right.
But my understanding, again, I'm not an accountant, my understanding is the way that was approved to be used is that if they were going to do something like that, this $225,000 would have been a 5-year return on investment or a loan. I found that a little bit questionable in my
Yeah.
definition of how we were.
So they're saving money by not taking a loan to get the security, well, that kinda makes sense to me.
I just.
It's
I-
not our money, it's the town's money, right? So-
Well, I get that, but, my comment, again, this is just me not knowing a lot, is I understand there's a lot of grant money out there. Well, did somebody look into getting grant money for a public safety building instead of pulling money out of what I call a savings account for the town? And again,
Ask
I'm
the
not the
question,
select
I don't
board, I get it, I get it.
Why do we need a security camera system around the public safety building?
I
we got
want,
15
I
guys in there
want
with
a
guns.
flashing light crosswalk right there in front of them. For the
I
memory of
encourage-
that girl that almost got killed there for crying out loud. But does it think the town do anything about it? Hell no!
I encourage
Jesus!
this board to be at that November 20th meeting, cause I'm gonna ask the questions. I'm not gonna
Oh,
be
is
shy.
that the town meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
they
fall
always
town
have
meeting
town
is where the
meetings.
money's getting spent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask the questions, why? We've got cameras there now.
Well, I mean, a simple question to ask is, you won't reinvest any of that money back into the property to further develop it, but you'll spend it on
Cameras,
cameras.
yeah.
Because they don't want us to well, they don't want us to develop it ourselves, they want us to sell it, like,
Well, okay,
Yeah.
that's
for
what I'm
development,
saying.
right? But,
So,
But what do they want? They want $20. Instead, if they give us money for crying out loud to make the property look great, we could get, who knows, $2 million or whatever. But no, oh no, you can't do that.
Well, that's item one that we'll get to. I just wanna get past, do we wanna continue down this path? Or do we wanna turn it over? Again, I've thought about this for the last week and a half since we talked, and, I'm really still adamant about that forest management plan. I really think, and maybe it's not our purview, maybe I'm overstepping, but I think from the RDIC's perspective and management of town property, that's a good idea.
if it's generating revenue, I do too.
It is a damn
I just
good-
wonder, where Randy has so much experience doing this kind of work, is it better off asking him to help us? Or,
I'm fine with that.
or,
I just think it needs to be done. I guess my point is, I don't care how it gets done, I just want it done.
I want it done too for crying out loud because it's been too damn many years for Christ's sakes. They were supposed to clean around the reservoir, cut back the trees from the water
Let me
so
ask,
that the leaves don't pollute the water.
let me ask the board this. Do you want me to get in touch with Dick, with Randy and the Ag Commission and see where we go with this?
yeah, see if they'll do it.
well,
Or help.
have you talked to Ross?
Yes, I have. He basically says when you get a final document put together before you send it out for a quote, let me take a look at it and give you my comments. And I said, okay,
I said do that before you talk to Randy. If you don't have that, what good,
okay.
what good is it? I mean, is Randy gonna put that document together?
No.
No,
I'll put the document together for Randy, like, I don't have a problem helping do that, I'm just saying it shouldn't be on us, it should be wherever anyone else in town wants to do it. I think we should be focused on engaging a commercial real estate broker and getting it done, getting something done.
The reason
so
why I said-
if you wanna do that, what do you think the selectmen would say if we hired a commercial real estate broker to market Route 68?
Think they'd buy.
They go, what the hell who are you to be selling the town land?
I would argue that,
They would never.
I
agree
know,
with
but
that.
I guess I'll stand up and preach to the choir. You want this property sold, it's not the four of us going out with signs trying to sell stuff. You
No,
need
but
somebody-
that's what I'm saying, until they sign up and commit to it, well, I think we're wasting our time.
Well, I guess I need to talk to Tamika and have it put on their next agenda item. And have this discussion, start it now,
Should have a joint meeting.
it's a good idea.
Does anybody disagree with that?
I'm good with having a joint meeting with the select
I'm
board.
good with having a joint meeting with the select board.
Does anybody disagree with my position that they would never allow us to go out?
I agree in this environment, I can't disagree with you, but I'm a persuasive son of a bitch when I try.
I think that's what they're expecting us to do, they're expecting us to develop the land commercially. How else do you
Okay, so
develop
I'll
it?
ask you again, do you think if we actually solicited it first of all, we'd probably have to, well, you don't, but if we entered into a contract, which we can't, but they would have, if we brought them a contract to market Route 68, you think they'd agree with that? Not in $1 million, not in a million years,
Wait a minute.
without all kinds of
But do,
haranguing and
maybe
but do we
discussion.
have to
Paul
market
and-
it, do we have to do,
And Harry, they probably would like the red zone down there.
but if we're paying, is it paying them to market it, or is you just, are they, I don't
I
think
don't
that a
know, no.
commercial real estate agent is gonna ask us to do anything other than, aren't they the ones that kind of, they know that the
Yeah.
land is there, so if they've got somebody looking for,
You're gonna sign a contract with them for them to market that,
yeah,
For a percentage of whatever it sells for.
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
And if the selectmen would never agree to us signing that contract.
Oh, we can't.
no, they would have to.
So if we walked in and said, here, sign this because that's what we wanna do, they go, huh? What do you?
Well, that's why I think we have to have a joint and tell them
Ask
where
them
we're
what
going
they
with
want.
this.
Okay,
But-
now we're getting back to the original point.
I know what you're saying, but I guess what I'm saying is gotta try.
Oh, no, I'm not
I-
saying don't try, I'm just saying
Because
the ducks are out of row here, they're out of
How
order.
else do we market it ourselves? Like,
Until they agree.
but, alright, so say we don't engage, say we don't pay a commission, or we don't wanna engage with a commercial real estate broker, how do we market it ourselves?
We can't.
No,
So,
we're wasting our time.
right. So I think we say, what do you?
But this
so
goes to,
what are their suggestions, 'cause,
yeah, I'll be curious to see how that comes out, but we can
Yeah.
ask.
But I mean, we're gonna ask them, and I'm not dumping on the selectmen, but we're gonna ask them, we'd like to market the property on Route 68 and sell it, and they're gonna have no clue what it is, where it is,
Well, that's
because
what I was saying, if
that's
we-
up to us to put it together, what
That's what I was saying, if
properties we
we-
have.
If
No,
we-
I'm saying go to them with, here's Route 68, that's the one we
Here's
wanna
the-
market.
Here's the 6 properties, so we wanna mark.
Well, just give them the one.
Okay.
But they're gonna say, well,
But why don't we give them more than, why don't we give them everything? Like, here's the town of properties, these are the top 6 or 10 or whatever. Even if it's not just 68, I think we should also include the bottom of the heights and
Yeah,
say,
see, that's
we-
where I'm struggling. Me personally, I don't wanna, again, I don't wanna put the heights on until I mean, it's just me. I
no, that's me
wanna hold
too,
off.
I agree.
but we can't wait
I
10
agree
more
200%.
years, like, it's.
Why? Why? I'm so sick of hearing
Because-
that from people.
Yeah.
We can't wait. We've sold it for $1 million more than we paid for it. We've got almost $1 million of improvements on the property. So we're $2 million ahead of the game. What is the rush? If it's gonna be worth,
Land
X
doesn't-
amount more.
Land doesn't get cheaper, Mike, over time. That's
Well,
the reason
I
why
just don't know
Michelle,
what,
I'm more apt to
That's
it's
fine,
back to
or
the-
then if we put the 68, and do we have other properties, do we have properties on 122 or 122, like, that
No,
way?
I mean,
Jim?
There is
I don't wanna,
one lot that the town took by tax, swamp in the back,
yeah, you were just saying that,
Only-
Holbrook Swamp,
no, that's a different place.
okay.
And only enough room to put maybe a second fire station down here. But
Well-
other than that, there's not enough.
I'm just an engineer, I don't bite off more than I can chew. If we start out with 6 properties, put that in front of the select board, they're not gonna overwhelm them and say, this is
Oh,
what
yeah.
well, I don't disagree with you, but I'm trying to be that we put in front and say, this is a 6 property, the RDIC would like to engage a commercial real estate broker in a contract to get these out there and try to get these sold and move forward. I think before we put it in front, we have that joint meeting and say, here's our plan. We're expecting the select board to sign, cause we can't sign contracts, sign a contract with a commercial real estate developer to start it. And see, and if they say no, then I mean, I'll hope for you guys' support, but I'm gonna go back at them and say, why not? You
Of
want
course.
revenue, you want us to do what you've asked us to do,
Or
then,
ask them, what do they want us to do? If that's not what they're asking us to do, then tell us what you want us to do.
yeah,
Right?
and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think I'm with Mike, we'll get nothing.
I mean, I'll go back to, and Michelle, don't take it wrong, I'm not picking on what you're saying, but go back to when we had another member on this board who was BS about the Red Sox, remember,
Oh, yeah,
if we had sold that for the Red Sox for, back then it was supposedly $450,000 we were gonna get, which was never legit, but that's what the conversation was, and everybody in the town was all mad because we wouldn't sell it for $450,000. Well, 2 years later, we sold it for 1.65.
Yeah.
So I see the same thing happening, is it after phase one, is it after phase two? I don't know, it's gonna be what happens in the marketplace.
I just think when they get, I'm just using a number, 40 houses up there, and you've got, that's 80 to 100 people in houses, they're gonna be looking for
Yeah.
places to go, pharmacies, they're gonna be looking for
Well,
ready-made.
no, look at it the other way. The pharmacy is gonna say, oh, there's 100 people up there.
Right,
I got revenue to make.
Exactly, that's what you need to do, is you need to put the carrot in front of the
Don't be-
retailers,
Yeah.
not the people who live there.
right.
And
I
CVS
just
and
think-
Holden knows that I hate them down there for crying out loud, and I want Rutland to have their pharmacy back.
Yeah. Well, I think the first step is have the joint meeting, have those, the 6 properties that Dick had, and say we wanna engage a commercial real estate. And then secondarily, I think we should, have a discussion with Randy, say, listen, we wanna get this forest management plan off of dead center. We're gonna need some help from the AgCom to do that. I think those are the 2
And I don't
items.
mind-
But
And
if
I
you
don't
can
mind
talk to
doing
Ross
that.
now, excuse me,
Yep.
I
Yeah, yeah.
interrupted you again. If you can talk to Ross now and in the next month, he can say to us, look, I think there's, whatever, $50,000 worth of revenue on that piece of property. Now we can at least have something to say to them.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing that needs to happen. Then you talk to Randy, okay, Randy, can you help us with this? Because, you're saying Ross has already told you, give him whatever he asked you for.
Yeah, well, he basically was looking for that document to look it over, cause he said, I wanna get that RFP out so we can work on the grants.
Can AgCom put out an RFP?
I
Or
don't
the
know.
town would have to, the town of,
Whoever puts it out, it's gotta go through,
the town,
the town, basically,
Yeah.
either the select board, I'm
And
sorry,
then
not
they
the
can
select
have
board,
it-
the town administrator.
right, and
Yeah.
then they could either do it right through the town administrator or come back to us.
The
'cause
thought
that's what they
process
do.
when I talked to Ross was because we were keeping it under a certain X amount of level of money, that we could go directly to the town administrator for that.
Okay,
And because there wasn't any money being used, there's nothing coming out of a budget or a general fund, we're just looking to get an RFP out there to make some money
got it.
and get a forest management plan in place.
I think that's the best thing,
And
just
to
to
me,
get an
one of the
idea
reasons
of
why I
what
wanted
the value is.
Ag Commission is because of their account that they had it in. I'd rather see it in land preservation account that AgCom has.
I'm fine with that, but is there any chance, because I'm gonna need, Dick, I'm gonna need some help, because during the day, I have almost no chance of being able to meet anybody, just because Eversource is keeping me busy. That or Ross engage him and say, hey, give him the 6 properties that we talked about, could you do a drive-by and give us a guesstimate or an estimate of
So
what
we
you
wanna
think?
do 68 then?
68 is what I think the best
Yeah,
choice
let's
is.
just
Okay.
pick that one and
All
see
right.
what that brings.
Down
Yep.
that end.
And I picked that
Yeah.
because that's what they're doing, right, is the corridor, there's a whole big push for the
Yeah,
corridor.
I wish,
And it probably has the most value.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just wish that I don't know where, from the planning board, I shouldn't say approved, the select board approved a, job description for a planner, and my understanding it's out on the board or being put out on the board. I don't know what we're gonna get, I know from my perspective, and I'm not speaking for the whole planning board, I am not having a kid in here again, not gonna happen. It's 5 years plus,
Yeah.
I need some experience, because, again, I think Delia did a great job, what she could, I liked it. It's just there wasn't the experience there to help
The
us out.
town wasn't big enough for her.
Yeah, and
she
there was
had-
some other issues, but the
Her
point
mind,
is,
it was for a huge,
of
I
Belmont.
thought she was perfect for this town, cause she knew what she was talking about and she wasn't getting hoodwinked.
There was some other issues I don't wanna get into, but
Yeah,
the
I know
point
what
is,
the other issues are and they're disgusting, it was absolutely disgusting
really,
on camera.
not working from home without permission? I'd fire somebody for that if they were working for me at Eversource. They didn't show up for work, that's the last day they'll work for me. So, sorry, that's my opinion, I don't put up with that. You don't just not show up for work and somebody can work from home when the rest of the town
Completely
isn't.
unrelated to
Yep.
this
Yeah,
board.
yeah, so anyhow, point being is that, I guess I'll got Ross's number, I'll give him a holler. Dick, do you,
I'll try
can
to,
you,
I'll
can-
drag some paperwork together.
yep, if
here,
you could
know,
shoot me
down
a
the
text or
hall.
an email with those one, I can talk to Ross and say, can you do a drive-by, give me an estimate?
Well,
Can you
he,
do that?
he
Dick,
already,
could you,
he already looked at the property in the back and he said that was the best property there
Okay.
for logging because it had the best, you
on
know,
68?
on 68. Up beyond the rail, the other side of the rail trail. Oh, yeah.
Can you dig those
I'll dig
properties
them
out,
out.
because we're gonna need a story to put in front of the select board with this joint meeting, and if we don't have a story, we're gonna not look good, and I need a story to be able to tell them. That includes numbers, properties, and and the third one is
Property, I think you
property.
gotta start with one.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that, then pick the one that Ross said
it
were
was
the,
1938.
Are we just
Erickson was
picking
the name of
properties
the
based
people
on
that owned the
how much
property.
timber is there, or are we picking properties that we think would sell? Why don't we do all of them,
Well, I
put all
think
of them
that, I
out
think
there?
that's the one that is most likely to sell too, right, on Route 68, right?
That part of Route 68, yeah.
But if there's more than one property, why don't we put them all out there and see what happens? Like, I don't understand
Well-
why we're going piecemeal.
Because I'm saying it's all one, originally it was 1938, it was one property owned by, I believe the people's name were Erickson. And,
then they A&R'd it into pieces?
yeah. Come on, Williams, turn it around right.
Are they contiguous properties? Like, are they
Well-
continuous?
It's this one here,
Yeah,
it's this here is the aqueduct, there's
Yeah.
an aqueduct,
Yeah,
right here, it goes down through. This is the road that goes up. This is the town of Rutland, these two are Rutland.
Yeah, to me, that's one piece of property.
It's all one piece of property originally. from-
Where's the tower? Roughly.
The tower is right about here.
Okay.
Here's the bounds,
Yeah.
there's the shaft, it's right about here.
So
And
Dick,
then this piece is private property right here.
what's the black dotted line?
Town
Dash
line,
Town line
Town
from
between
line.
Holden and Rutland.
Holden, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
and this little piece right here is Abanovich.
Okay.
This guy here.
Yeah.
This is
A
how
little
it
bit over,
is.
okay.
So if we said Ross, we're looking for this section right here,
We're looking,
even though it's multiple properties, it's
No,
really
but it's
one big
behind that
property.
too, isn't
it's
it?
up in the back of the rail trail too.
Yeah,
Alright, so now I'm confused, cause Ross isn't the commercial real estate, is this for the commercial real estate, or is this for
This
the
is the
logging, cause
logger.
those are
This
two
is the
different
logger.
things.
just for the getting at, cause we're gonna have to be able to, if we're gonna put this on the property, we've gotta tell.
This is the town property.
So we should market all of that, all of those parcels on,
It's one parcel, isn't it?
It's one parcel, well,
No, it's broken up. into-
Well, but
it's-
it's owned by the town of
oh,
Rutland.
Yeah,
this right here. This is only 50 foot right, where the shaft is, only 50 foot. And that is not an easement, it is actually owned by MWRA, period. So it's a small piece right in here, and like I say, we can leave this piece right here as part of the.
but do we
red-
do this
red
as
place or whatever.
a sales pitch to the
Just-
town? As that we're looking to market this, and then also at the same time work with, the AgCom to come up with a harvesting, program that'll get us money as part, I don't know, I guess I'm out in left field playing, right, I'm not sure. how to
Well,
do
the thing to do is leave the harvesting up to AgCom, and that the town for,
So two separate, like you said, Michelle, at least engage, when we go to the select board for the joint meeting, we're looking to do
if they wanna do it, let them take a certain percentage of the income from it to go into, to help them, land preservation account.
But let Ross tell us now roughly what he thinks that's
Yeah,
worth.
Yeah,
okay. With the,
Don't tell Michelle doesn't agree with this.
no, like, I'm okay with parallel tracking it, as long as we're doing something on the real estate track. And I can finish that for you, like,
Okay.
by next week,
Okay.
by next Thursday. I
I'll
was
get
looking
that,
at my calendar, cause I've got a lot going on,
Yep,
but I
yep.
can do it by Thursday at the latest.
okay, Cause if I can get that to him and at least have a document ready.
Yep.
And at the same time, talk with Jen and try to get a, short dual meeting with us, indicating that we wanna talk about engaging commercial real estate for the property. And I could even, Dick, I could, before I leave, I'll grab a picture of that and put that in an email to her, say, we wanna commercially, market this piece of property, but we're gonna need a contract with commercial real estate that the select board's gotta sign, we wanna talk about this with you. And see what she does, if she says no, then I'm gonna go to plan B, and I haven't got that yet, but I will have it.
You know, that's one of the things is that I have never seen any bounds whatsoever for your cell tower, at least.
Oh, they've got to Verizon and those guys have gotta have,
There's a plan, I've seen.
I know there's a plan and all that, but the
there's
Board of
no-
Assessors
no.
never had it.
Jesus, there's gotta be a deed recorded somewhere, because they lease off that, and there's no way that they would not have a deed without a leasing document. So let me rephrase that.
See what
I
the
think there would be.
yellow line is?
Okay.
Yes,
Do
I
you
was
know,
on the board back then.
Okay,
you know,
Believe it or not.
you know, that's
We
the
probably
Glenwood
made-
School,
I don't even know anymore.
Property.
300
Okay.
grand off of that?
it's 100 and something
Back then it was
acres
big money.
involved right there.
No, I mean, over the.
And I
Over
put it,
total,
I
it's
put
probably
in
more
the
than that.
so
contour lines because,
the
what-
school's like right there.
yes it is, because this is the field when the,
Yeah,
here's the entrance to it right
Right.
here. This up in the top of the thing is to me, ought to be cut, so kids could look from here all the way out to the Berkshires.
are you talking about that, well, let's take one thing at a time.
Isn't this agricultural land, isn't that where like
There's a lot
Randy
of,
does his hay?
yes,
and-
there's a lot
yeah.
of that,
Okay,
but there's a lot
All
of
right.
But we-
woodland around it.
but we could,
Alright.
well, that's,
So, we got a plan.
yeah,
I think
Who's getting in touch with Russ? Him or you?
Dick, you want me to get in touch with Ross, or you wanna talk?
Yeah,
to him?
no, go ahead.
Alright, I'll take care of Ross then,
Okay.
that's Tim.
and I'll take care of the document by next Thursday, and I put it in
And
there
I'll let him know
for
that
my-
we're getting that put together,
Okay,
and I'll see if he could just, Dick, I'm gonna take a picture of that before I leave on my phone. And
Take
then,
it, I don't want it, it's ugly.
I'll even take it,
Matter of fact,
I'll take them both, cause I'll scan them in
oh,
then. and-
wait a minute, because I made, X number of copies for everybody once upon a time.
I will take this, cause I can
Okay.
scan it in and put it in an email to Ross and say, look, and we're looking for a guesstimate price on this, piece of property.
Yeah.
Not from a real estate side, but, timber side, what are we looking at, 50, 60, 70,000? And then I'll talk with Jen and try to get it, when they have they're probably gonna say after November, cause they're gonna say they're booked until, the town meeting.
mhm.
And then they're gonna throw the budget season out there, but I'll ask and see what we can get together. I'll say, we're not looking for a long meeting, we're looking for half an hour of your time. And then I'll talk with Ross. I will go see what I can find for the zoning on 68. I swore we had that, Dick, cause I know
Yeah.
John spent a countless amount of hours going through and getting that all squared away when he put together that survey. Supposedly his paperwork can't be found. I'm gonna ask Seth, but since he's
Is
here
that-
tonight,
The
Can I-
61A property, or the 61B property that we sorted,
yeah,
yeah,
There's a lot of that, but, you know, that's still,
we
It's-
have that, don't we?
yes,
that's farm.
That's not in 61A.
No,
no. But I'd like to,
61B
and the board can
is
tell Ron,
forestry.
I'm gonna bite off little
61A
chunks
is-
if I can.
I know what it is, but what's in, who owns it?
Who owns what?
What, the parcel you're talking about that's in 61B?
No, she just mentioned
Oh, I'm
that.
sorry.
No, I thought we
misunderstood.
had I thought we knew where the town property was,
For 61A and B, yeah, there was that spreadsheet that we had,
yeah.
Yeah,
Town
had,
property is in 61?
there are some.
oh,
There is some in there, Dick, that was 61A or B, I remember that was a little
Yeah.
section, but there was like 3 or 4 line items of 61A and B, town owned property.
I-
Yes, and
I
I'm wondering
know
if they
it-
were
it-
too
it-
small or
is that,
something.
is that because of what Randy's doing over in Glenwood and
No,
Muscat
Randy
Rock?
doesn't own it, he
He
can't put
doesn't
it
own
in
it,
61.
he leases it.
Yeah, he can't put it in 61 if he
The
doesn't.
town
No.
would be the only one to do it.
See, the town, to
But
the
I don't
best of
think
my
the
knowledge.
town doesn't pay taxes, why would
Yeah.
they wanna put it in 61?
No, they don't.
I don't,
No, okay,
I don't believe it is, but.
No.
All right, well, let me bite this off with Ross.
Alright,
I'll see if I can find the zoning, talk with Jen, talk with Ross. And then I got another action item of, go through the Worcester Register of Deeds and see if I can find some pounds for, Harmony. All right,
Yeah,
I
is
think
that something that you would actually go there and ask them for? or do
Worcester
you-
Register, oh,
yeah, or do you
I'm
request
an
it
online
online?
person, I do everything online.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
it should be online.
All I gotta do is search for it, I found that, I've learned so much about the mass websites for judgments, motions, all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff, so this shouldn't be a big lift for me.
Okay,
Town
I'll
property.
talk with, I gotta talk with
Route
Lauren and let her to
68.
make sure you're still in
If you're
the,
driving
you are
Route
primary
68.
contact, so if she was
Well,
on.
I think
I just
all
wanna
you-
make sure there's no miscommunication.
Yeah, I think all you can do is send that email
Yeah.
back saying, hey, look,
Just prior to
just
it, I'll
the
go
way
around
this
a
is
little
written,
bit.
I don't want you to
Yeah,
think.
keep talking
There's
to
a little
Mike
bit of
and he'll,
land that
he'll
the
keep
town
me in the
owns,
loop,
it's
whatever he
town
needs
land.
to.
Alright, next on the agenda.
I told the
Um,
select board, why don't you ask the two owners there to give you bids on that property and out to Route 68? Cause when they moved 68, the town was left with the easement. And,
So-
and the same thing, up the road a little bit, there's a swamp, why not give it, hey, I'll give you $500 for it. Now it's off for the town thing, and it's onto that homeowner, pay taxes, even though it's swamp, you know, you might have to pay $10 or whatever a year for it, but they
So,
don't do it.
we
I started way back when Margaret was here, asking her.
We won't engage Randy with anything, we'll just, work with Ross to get the documents squared away.
okay,
And ask him also for a guesstimate of, and I'll send him an email with this, scanned in, and then we'll move from there. The next one under new business, which is one, unless there's anything else more.
yeah, I have a question though, like, if you're not talking to Randy about it, then who's gonna do it, cause it shouldn't be us.
Well, I wanna get the documents squared away and get Ross and have,
But I would do the documents to put under Randy, I don't want it to come from the RDIC. I
No,
don't
but
think
let's
it should
get
come
the
from the
information
RDIC.
and then we can disseminate where it should go.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna do this in steps, and if the board's okay with that, just take this piece by piece. But still, I believe that we need the AgCom for help, I'm fine with that. Okay, anything else before I move on to the next one? This is, I put this on here because I'm sort of really adamant about this, especially after last meeting where money was being spent. I feel that we should put a budget request into the select board for cleaning of town properties, RDIC being one of them. You guys said there was 25,000, I don't know if that's the number, but anything else, any other properties that might need to be cleaned up for sale? I think we should come up with a number and put that in as a budget request.
They don't,
I really,
they don't need to be cleaned up for commercial sales though,
the RDIC, is this the one? Oh, Chip, that's the one I was looking for, yep, from GLT. But the RDIC is, I mean,
Was to clean down to the pond.
What company was that?
The guys that
GLT.
did the clearing when
Up
they were up
above,
there.
okay.
I know this is 2 years old, but this is what I would ask for the RDIC
You want it?
then.
I got it.
Yeah, okay, perfect. That's what I would ask for the town. We need to get it cleaned up. We've generated revenue. We're asking for $25,000 to clean up the RDIC property.
and they're
For
gonna
future
say, why
sale.
do you need to clean it up, you can sell it later.
I'm gonna say, no, we
Commercial,
can't.
you can, why can't we?
No, but to facilitate
The sale of,
selling.
yeah.
So how much longer are we waiting to even entertain selling it? Because what are we waiting for, 40 houses and we've got 5? So how many more years are we gonna, like,
Oh, God almighty. We've got 40 houses, we got 5. How many do we have?
doesn't he have 5 sold right now?
They've got a total of, if I'm getting my numbers right, 10 houses sold and 3 more permits coming out,
10
so
sold.
13. They can have 13 in the next couple months put together, which I gotta say, in the last 6 months, the acceleration of houses out there have increased compared to what it was 8 months ago, 9 months ago. So,
So how many, so my question is, how many houses are we waiting for before we move on the?
I thought that we had talked about, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, once we get through phase 1,
We're gonna talk about it again.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it
Well,
again.
I think a good example of what they think is, why would they be building a clubhouse right now?
If they don't think they're gonna sell more.
if they don't think it's gonna help them sell more.
Yeah.
Why would they be building pickleball courts if they don't think it's gonna help them
It's
sell?
gonna be a revenue generator for them, for house sales.
So,
I mean, the reason if we get the budget line item, it's not saying we're gonna spend it today. We've got a warrant article that gives us a line item of 25,000. And maybe, say we're in the position to start, selling it or putting it up for RFP next spring, next summer, cause we think there's a requirement, cause they've got a good amount of sale. We've got that line item sitting there that we could turn GLT loose to clean it up before we start marketing it.
I got a question for you, how much money do we have in our account?
I don't know, I'll find out.
Last I knew, there was
I'll ask Tamika.
$12,000,
Tamika.
and that's a while ago, but I don't know that we've really spent any money.
I will ask her tomorrow.
Well, I
Send
don't
her
know
an
where
email,
we're
just. account.
Yeah, I know, that's what they like.
I will ask Tamika, I'll send her an email to see if she could look that up for me.
Dennis the hockey's kid, he just got done doing some brush hogging for my nephew over to the Maple Groves. What a hell of a job, and that's one of the reasons why I'm saying to myself, I really wanted to come up and get going on the heights after seeing what he had done, you know, and to me, for Christ's sake, he spent a lot of money doing it, but
I know he did a
Wow.
great job on our property too, but that's not,
Well, let me ask you,
The
this is
buyer
where I'm
can
gonna need
do
a
it,
little
right?
help. If we get a warrant
buyer
article,
can do that.
but
For
to get
money.
a buyer and get a good buyer. Yeah.
because I know that the
Isn't the
town,
warrant already closed?
well, not for this is for spring.
The
Sorry.
annual
This for,
town meeting,
yeah, this is for the
You're
annual
not gonna
town.
get a budget on this one.
Yeah, they've already blown 1.4 million, so. So I was, if we put, this is where I need a little help, if we put a budget request in and get a line item, is that just good for fiscal year 2027, or does that put an article aside for us? Do we need an article for, because remember, there's all these articles out there sitting with monies in them for like the library and such like that. So is it better to get an article than a budget request? That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm asking
Well,
the board.
you're ways away from getting an article, right? I mean, they're not accepting articles for the annual town meeting.
No, but I wanted to prep, I guess what I'm trying to do we wanna put a budget request in for 2027 for?
That's where you have to start, right?
Yeah, but I thought, is it
Well,
better?
the budget request turns into an article. We ask for $25,000 and then we have to put in, if they say yes, we put in an article for 25,000.
Okay, I'm
Cause
fine
if they
with that.
say no, they won't put the article on. Like, our request is what the article is.
Well, let me ask, cause I've got the forms, because I have to do it for the planning board, put in the forms for the budget request. I finally got Tamika and Seth were nice enough to get those to me to get the official form. So I guess I'm asking with this, cause I've got a document here that I could attach to that form is what we're looking for a budget request. For just the RDIC, nothing else, not any of the other properties that we're gonna talk about for commercial. So I'm asking, is that what we wanna do?
Sure.
Yes.
I got,
And, you know,
Get 1%.
Yep.
you may have $50,000 in
I'll
tree
find it out,
cutting that you can put towards the budget,
yeah.
justify it. You have 1%, you wanna talk about your percent?
In terms of cleaning it up, cause I don't think it needs to, I think we need to be generating something, whether we're doing something other than just trying to clear or trying to
Well-
clear land, we should be marketing it, and that's where we keep getting lost in the weeds, we keep coming back to the logging and cleaning it up and making it look pretty, but for commercial real estate, it doesn't have to look pretty.
Alright, how about the fact that it would improve their sales?
And that's one of the things, I think, if you get somebody in there to clean it up, you could open up there used to be a walking trail around that pond, as fishermen use it also. It'd be one better thing for them, to have a place for them to,
So is the sales that
Utilize.
we're looking to get the RDIC property cleaned up for potential sales, increasing sales of Harmony Place, and allowing town, citizens to be able to use it? There's three
Those are the three things
pluses.
we always use.
yeah.
Yeah, well, this time be a little bit more pain in the ass, which I know you've been at, Mike, when you were chairman, the same thing, but I'm I'm not gonna let this one go after what I saw budget money being spent on this year, so. I just wanna know, do you want me to do that? Cause I can put together the form and submit it to Seth, it's gotta be in the next week or so we make the
Yeah.
budget item.
I guess you could ask for it, there's no harm in asking, right?
Yeah,
I'm just a little pessimistic that we're gonna get it, cause
Well,
every
that's
year
not
we
a
ask
reason
it
to
every
ask,
year,
so.
they, yeah.
yeah,
And
my
also
opinion was
just
ask
like, we
for it.
should focus on selling.
And they're going, and then when they get to the budget season, the town administrator will either put it in or not put it in, and the FICOM can decide what they wanna do with it, with that request, yes or no, and then send that back to this, presuming it works how it's supposed to work, can send that back to the town administrator, then have the select board discuss it.
And if
Right.
not, then we'll get a,
But then
Yeah,
the next point is that, if we do get down the road and there's some logging done in places, and there's town revenue, like Mike said, there's town revenue, then we've got a second leg to stand on of why we asked for the request. We're putting money back in to the, town general fund, and we're asking for some of that money to be used for cleanup of existing, town property.
But,
we can ask Bill Mosio to get a citizen petition started for us.
Well, I'm still very puzzled on what the urgency of selling it is. And I can tell Michelle that you're being, I'm not afraid to say what I wanna say, just don't know how to word it. You're being, influenced by others, you know, you have other, you know, outside people
yes, I've heard
asking.
from several outside people
Yeah, no, I
saying,
know,
what are we doing?
I'm not negative, so, you know, what's your response to them when they say that? I don't know.
I say, I have to agree, cause they're saying, we keep talking about the same things and we haven't done anything
No,
to market
that
the
doesn't have
property.
anything to do with whether we should sell the property or not. I'm talking about, why should we be selling the property, trying to sell parcel A or B right now?
I'm not saying that we necessarily have to do it right now, all I'm saying is we have to do something. We've got the land on 68, we've got other town-owned land, our job is to bring in commercial development, right? So
Yeah,
why aren't we, but we're not doing that. We're
No, but-
looking at logging, and I'm just saying, if we bring in a commercial developer and we sell the land, then we sell the land. If we log the land before we sell it, it could potentially decrease the value, because people that are in commercial real estate know the value of the timber on the land. So that could make it, like, that could be a bargaining chip, right? If we know the value of the timber and they know the value of the timber, we can use that as a bargaining thing in terms of how we sell it, or the price we get for it. But in terms of our doing it, we don't need to do that on commercial land. You can sell it raw, like they'll do what they want with it. We don't have to necessarily clean it up. I don't disagree with your argument about having it look nice just for the townspeople being on Maple Ave, having the lots A and B cleaned up, like in terms of, but the problem is that we don't have the money, and they're gonna say we don't have the money to do that. Right? Like, that's what we keep getting told, they don't have the money to do that, we don't have the money to do that, so
Yeah, but
we can keep asking, but I'm not sure that we're gonna get it.
The question I was asking on was, what is the urgency to sell parcels A and B? That's what you keep saying.
I'm not saying that it's urgent to sell them necessarily, but I'm saying we have to do something. If we're not selling those, we've gotta find something else, be working on something to sell. But we haven't put anything out there, we haven't talked, or ask a commercial real estate broker what they think in terms of that, or 68, like, where should we be focusing our energy? I like the idea of focusing it,
See, it's been probably 4 years since we talked about this with others, but back then, the planner agreed with us that we should not be selling it now.
That was Dave, yeah.
CMRPC agreed that we should not be, and I don't remember who the real estate broker was at the time, but they said the same thing. Now,
Right.
whether they agree with it now or not, I don't know.
Well, I
I
think.
don't see that it's changed.
I think, and this is my opinion, the RDIC right now, I like to hold off on it, and we've got 68 that we have a potential property that we can say we're moving forward on. To the people that you've talked to, you can say, listen, the RDIC's moving
but
forward.
in terms of clearing the property, though, we're talking about spending money to clear the property over at the Heights, right?
Yes. Clean it, yeah, clean it up.
Okay, and we're gonna use that as, so that it looks nice for the selling of the Harmony Place properties, and I can be on board with that.
It's just.
And potentially to sell the
In the
parcels
future.
that are there,
Yeah.
the other two parcels.
Yeah.
And for the town.
And it
But
doesn't
what would we
hurt
do-
when we engage this commercial real estate person for 68 to give us an opinion
Right,
on the Heights property. I'm not saying sell it, but give us an opinion. What do you think? What's the market share? What's the market burden right now? We've only got, let's say at the time, 20 houses. Is that the right time to start, putting it out there, putting the, what's the word I'm looking for? Putting out the feelers for other,
I keep saying, we're over we're over $2 million ahead of what we paid for it. Why in God's name would anybody be pushing to sell it?
I'm not saying sell it, I'm just saying get an opinion on where we're at.
Oh,
Because-
I don't have a problem with that.
I think we should at least do that. I'm still of the opinion I'd like to have a good basis in there, before we go out and again, it might be right, it might be, we might not go out, we might have and again, I keep using the word Ready-Med say, hey, we have a potential for a business there, are you guys interested in discussing it with us, or, a dry
But
cleaner,
You
or,
don't think a commercial, well, that's not the right way to word it, but is a commercial real estate agent gonna come in and say, okay, before there was nothing there,
Yeah.
I told you it was worth whatever, it wasn't much, it was like $250,000, the lots down below. Now that there's 40 houses, okay, I can see some potential coming, but if there was, whatever, 100 people there, would it be worth more? Obviously.
yeah.
It's only getting better.
But like I said,
But
I
I can
think,
tell you, I've talked to the supermarket in Barry, I haven't talked to him I have in the last year, and there's not enough up there yet for him to go back.
I just think we should start with 68, put in a request for 25K to the town, have the meeting with Jen, talk with Ross. I'll ask Tamika what we've got, cause we might have some money in there to do some partial clearing with monies that we've got.
I don't think we should do partial, either do it right or don't do it.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Every time I drive down, is it Route? It's not 9, I guess it's 20, whatever, Dean Park in Shrewsbury. When you go through the center of town on the left, the lake on the left hand
Yeah,
side, and there's
yeah,
little league fields, and there's a dog park and walking trails and everything.
Yeah.
That could be Rutland Heights.
Could have been
Still
Putnam
could
Park.
be.
But do you ever see anybody working Putnam Park?
No.
Not a damn freaking thing.
yeah.
How deep is the pond below the hospital, do you know?
Below the hospital,
What's the last body you drug out of there?
I was gonna say about 25 feet or so.
That's a pretty good depth.
Yeah, near the dam.
Alright,
Well, I think we got a plan. We'll move forward with, I will get that form into Seth with the request and, put it for RDIC. I don't think I need do I need a motion? Anybody?
no.
Nah,
Okay,
sounds good to me.
alright, then the last item was anything anticipated outside of 48 hours.
Not me.
Alright,
I'm just hoping.
well, again, I just,
Inside of 48 hours?
outside of 48, inside of 48 hours, you're right, it's inside of 48 hours, sorry.
Cause what's in 48 hours?
Well, if within 48 hours, you gotta put it on the agenda, but there's a section in
Oh.
if unanticipated.
Oh, is there
Yeah.
anything that's come up? No.
Yeah, okay. All right, we've got a little bit of a plan.
Just hope everything goes.
I'll ask, before I ask for, anybody have anything outside, other than, I'd ask from now on, if I screw up again, please blame me and nobody else.
Screw up again.
Like I miss, something comes up with a meeting, we just had a
Well,
food bar.
I
No,
should
I
clear the
didn't.
air on that,
I
I was,
didn't
I was,
tell anybody either, cause I was in traffic.
yeah, I was miffed that night, because
Yeah,
I was 20 miles away at a family event, left
And you
early, came here,
Yeah.
Dick and I sat here till, whatever, 14 past. And I'm going, inconsiderate SOBs, can't even call, I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of commitment is that to the rest of the
I
people?
actually sent Tamika an email, but
Oh,
it didn't get
I
out.
forgot we were being recorded, sorry about that.
No, that's,
No, I would've rather said that outside of the meeting.
but, so, again, I apologize to the committee, it won't happen again.
Well, and then when I sent the email, I still didn't get anybody to respond to me, so I said, well, they must really be mad at what I wrote,
No,
or they don't give a damn, either one.
no, we'll move forward.
Yep.
Okay, I guess if there's nothing else, Dick, I appreciate the documents, cause, again, Ross is waiting on us, and, I hate giving up grant money. So we'll get this started, Michelle, when you get it
And
back to me.
that's the one thing the selectmen are gonna listen, when they hear grant, that's gonna put their antenna up.
Okay, well, I'll mention that, it's like, what we're trying to do with the logging, potentially working with the, Ag Commission is, not get an RFP out there that, includes, the potential for grant money to cover this.
And I'm sure Ross could give you an idea of
Yeah.
what that is.
Okay. Call for, any other motions, like
To adjourn.
to adjourn?
So moved.
Any discussion? Vote,
Aye.
Aye.
7:27, excellent.